welcome. So, if you're watching this, you're probably either watching this through my YouTube page or through the online community. So, just kind of want to do a little brief overview for anyone who doesn't know what they're watching. So, for the next 10 weeks, I am running a mom group called Grounded in Postpartum and New Motherhood, and the intention is very much just to help us as new moms, including myself, because I'm 10 months postpartum, kind of slow down, ground, like really embrace, like, what does being a mom mean for me? What are my values? How do I rest? What are the expectations that I'm dealing with? Like a lot of the things that I personally felt like I have been going through. And honestly, I feel like I know that if I'm going through, I can't be the only one. So I was like, I very much want to create this curriculum for these moms with things that have been close to me. But I'm also a big, like, podcast, book nerd. I'm a therapist. So I kind of have been using a lot of my own training, my own experiences, and then these resources from these books and podcasts to come up with a 10-week group. So related to this 10-week group, I'll be doing short videos like these every week. I'll be posting them on Fridays, starting Friday, September 20th. And the intention is just to give like a brief overview. If you're a part of the group, we'll be able to have these conversations more in community. If you're interested in that, let me know. I do cap it, but if there's still space, come through. And if not, there is still an online community space I've created alongside this group for anybody who's like, dang, like, it sounds like I would want to have access to these resources, these extra discussion questions and journal prompts and all that, but maybe I can't make it, Thursdays at 3 on Zoom, or financially I can't do that right now. It is a one-time $5 fee, which I'm hoping it's accessible. But again, if you're watching this and you're like, dang, I really want that, but $5 isn't accessible, let me know. So just wanted to kind of overview that first. And now I'm going to just jump straight into week one. So week one is grounding in your intentions and values as a mom. So the mindfulness skill here that I'm going to be posting for anybody who is part of the online community and for the live group is belly breathing, which is really just being able to breathe in deep enough that your lungs get full, because shallow breathing doesn't really help us with stress. If anything, sometimes it makes us more stressed out. Like, just think about breathing really fast and slow. Fast and quick. So taking deep, and they're called belly breaths because you should be able to feel your belly expand when you breathe out, when you breathe in. So if you access the online space, I will include those links in there too. So technically, the window of tolerance is the way that I like to think about grounding. So we all have a certain window when things happen and we're in this window, we're like, all right, cool, I can handle this. I'm cool, calm, collected, right? But stress happens, trauma happens, sleep deprivation happens, things happen that shrink our window. And maybe what used to not bother us as much all of a sudden bother us, and they kick us out of our window. So you can kind of imagine it like this little square, and then there's like roller coaster, right? So things that we can do to try to widen our window so that things don't stress us out as quickly is things like deep breathing, journaling, taking care of ourselves. But also just knowing, realistically speaking, if you're a new parent, there's going to be a lot of things that could stress you out. And when we kind of get out of our window, what I like to call non-grounded, is like if there's a lot of screaming, if there's a lot of stress, if there's sleep deprivation, right, that might throw you into hyper arousal, which is like fight or flight, maybe more irritability, maybe more anger, or freeze, which is more like numbing and shut down. So the trick here is not that you're never going to get triggered and you're never going to feel fight, flight, or freeze. It's just that you'll be able to learn how to get out of those zones and back into your window, aka grounded, by doing skills like deep breathing and remembering your values. So week one, what we'll be doing, and if you join the online space, is that there are certain questions to kind of help you figure out, like, what are these values that bring me back to my grounded space when I'm triggered. When new parenthood, there's a lot of things that could trigger us even subconsciously. So we're watching, social media, we're scrolling, or watching somebody else parent, and we can't help but to start comparing in our mind. One example for me that's personal is that breastfeeding was really hard. And in the beginning, it felt like, well, I need to breastfeed. Like, otherwise I'm a bad parent, right? And the thought of giving my baby formula was just so triggering to me. I did not want to do it. I wanted to figure it out. But honestly, I was comparing myself against all these other moms and like society's, kind of like messages about what is best. And when I finally was able to step back and be like, all right, what do I value in the season? Being present, being loving. Is giving her formula going against these values? No. Is giving her formula going to help me be more grounded and present? Yes. So to me, that was like one of those moments. It took me a while. So I'm saying this now, I'm 10 months postpartum, but it took me like 3 or 4 months to really grapple with that and finally get to a place where I'm very confident that giving her formula was the best choice for me. I am way better. I actually stopped pumping about a month ago, and it was just like, like this relief, because I was trying to compare myself to other people's versions of parenting. So doing things like just remembering our values kind of helps us get back into the moment, back into the present. It's easier said than done. That's why we need to talk about it, and why we need to really engage in these conversations. So that is week 1, brief overview. Again, you can join my online community for free and get additional resources. I'll link it. It's the Village. It's on the Circle app. And you can also go to millennialtheramom.com if you're like, I don't know where these links are. But again, if you want to access like all these additional questions and journal prompts for the next 10 weeks, starting Friday, September 20th, join the Grounded and Postpartum online course. I'm calling it a course, but it's really just like supplemental material and things like this, like a short video and additional reflections, so that you can kind of really immerse yourself in this. And just like y'all, like I'm really taking this in. I know that I need it, and I know the type of mama I want to be is not burnt out mom, right? I don't think anybody wants to be a burnt out mom, but it happens. So we need to be intentional to try to fight that. So follow me on Millennial Theramom. I'm also on YouTube. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, but yeah, stay posted. And if you have any questions, you can always email me too. It's mtm@jleebre.com. So JLEEBRE.com. All right, y'all, take care.